1. Last week, Pillsbury awarded $1 million to Christina Preston, whose pumpkin dessert earned the grand prize in the company's cooking contest. I've invited Christina to share her experiences with us. Also, joining us today is the culinary historian Laura Field, who's written extensively about the evolution of food contests. Finally, we'll hear from the esteemed chef, Jeffrey Hike. He'll comment on judging cooking competitions and tell us how to differentiate between a merely good dessert and a truly inspiring one. And then the three of them will be answering questions from the audience and from our viewers. 2.
You may arrive in the UK thinking you know all about British people. But do the stereotypes hold true? One of them refers to Brits as football hooligans. Now let me dispel this myth once and for all. There's no denying that Brits invented the game. We know from history that in ancient and medieval times, sports events were sometimes held to settle disagreements. With its seemingly bizarre tribal loyalties, the modern British game could be said to express similar needs. Of course, fans are visible and vocal, but only a tiny minority have fights. To my mind, this sport rather brings supporters together, regardless of whether they celebrate victory or have to accept defeat. The results of a survey by the Social Issues Research Centre show that English fans are most commonly associated with violence because of the amount of media attention devoted to it. This is where the stereotype comes from.
3.
Today on People for People, we are talking to Melanie Strong, who is a marriage guidance counsellor. Welcome, Melanie.
Thank you. I'm pleased to be here.
Now, first of all, I have a newspaper article here which says that marriage guidance counselling can destroy relationships and advises people not to go to a counsellor, whatever their problems.
Yes, I've heard that opinion many times. Thankfully, many people do come to us and many marriages are saved. I imagine that the person who wrote it either has never been to a counsellor or has had counselling but rejected the help offered. Either way, it's an unfair and unhelpful attitude, but I refuse to let articles like this upset me. They aren't meant to be taken seriously. Fortunately, most people understand what an important job we do.
So, tell us what you do when a couple comes to you.
Well, of course, everyone's problems are different, and first you have to find out what's wrong. That means you have to relax the couple because they're going to have to say some difficult things in front of their partner. One reason why people come to us is that they find it difficult to sit down and communicate. Once they start, though, they usually find it much easier.
Can you give us any examples?
Well, for example, one partner does something that the other finds annoying. Maybe they watch too much television or never tidy up after they've eaten, or they spend too much money. The other person has never told them how much this annoys them, so they carry on doing it.
And you give them advice?
Well, this is a difficult area. I am not there to tell them what to do or not to do. I don't judge them or say that one person is wrong and one right. My job is to get them talking to each other by asking them questions. I don't usually interrupt them when they're talking, although I occasionally have to stop them and calm them down when things get too emotional, even if they're upset that they can't finish saying what they want. In many cases, when they realise what the problems are, they are able to put things right. Sometimes, though, the problems are much more serious, such as finding out that one partner has been seeing someone else, for example.
That must be very difficult. Now, I've read on your website that you offer pre-marriage counselling. Surely if couples need a counsellor before the wedding day, they should just find someone else.
Not necessarily. A lot of problems are caused by the wedding itself. The worst problems are caused by one partner making decisions without informing the other, by different opinions on the cost of the wedding and by conflicts between one half of the couple and their future in-laws. All these problems are usually the result of a lack of communication. For example, if one person has an idea that the other doesn't like, the second person often either rejects it angrily or says nothing and quietly worries alone about the consequences. If they can come together, tell each other what's wrong, and find compromise solutions, it can really help them later on. If not, it can affect their married life badly.
Well, thank you very much. Now, can I tell you about the problems I'm having with my wife?
Certainly not. Firstly, I need to see both partners, not just one. And secondly, everything has to be said in secret, not on a public radio show.
A very professional answer from a very professional guest. Thank you again.